All right, let's ditch the winter coats and dive into something a little more, well, tropical. Today we're heading to the Maldives for the ultimate 9-day escape.
Ah, the Maldives. It might seem like a destination reserved for, honeymooners and the ultra-wealthy, but we're going to uncover all those hidden gems and budget-friendly options. Get ready to see that paradise doesn't have to break the bank.
Exactly. We're talking about those overwater bungalows you see all over Instagram, the vibrant coral reefs teeming with life, and of course, all that incredible food we've heard so much about. But before we pack our bags, let's figure out the best time to experience all this.
If you're after that classic, picture-perfect Maldivian experience, the dry season from December to April is the way to go. Imagine clear skies, calm seas, perfect for snorkeling, diving, or just basking in the sun.
Sounds perfect. But what about those of us who, let's say, aren't afraid of a little rain? Or maybe even looking for those epic surfing waves?
Then the wet season from May to November might be right up your alley. You'll probably see more rain, but it's a surfer's paradise with some seriously impressive swells. Plus, you'll often find better deals during these months, which is always a bonus.
Okay, so we've got options. Now, let's talk about where we'll be resting our heads after a day of exploring. I mean, those overwater bungalows are calling my name, but are they actually attainable, or are they just for the super rich?
That's the beauty of the Maldives. There's something for every type of traveler and every budget. If you're dreaming of that ultimate luxury escape, those overwater bungalows at resorts like Hanifaru or Cheval Blanc Rannalhi are within reach, waking up to panoramic ocean views and stepping right into crystal clear water from your private deck. Yes, please.
It sounds incredible, but my bank account might need a little recovery time after that. What about options for those of us who are, shall we say, a bit more budget conscious?
Absolutely. The local islands are fantastic for that. They offer charming guest houses that won't drain your savings. Places like Homil Guest House or even Maldives Hostel provide a comfortable and authentic experience at a fraction of the price. Think $50 to $150 per night versus, well, a lot more for those high-end resorts.
Okay, so we've got options for every budget, which is fantastic. Now let's be real. A big part of the Maldives' magic lies beneath the surface. Tell me about this underwater paradise everyone raves about.
It's truly spectacular. Imagine diving into vibrant coral gardens with over 2,000 species of fish, swimming with graceful manta rays, or even encountering those gentle giants, the whale sharks. It's a whole other world down there.
Sign me up. Where are the best spots to experience all this? Any insider tips on must-visit places for snorkeling or diving?
If you're set on swimming with whale sharks, South Ari Atoll is the place to be. It's a marine protected area known for these gentle giants. You can book snorkeling or diving tours, but make sure you choose operators who prioritize the well-being of these creatures.
Absolutely. We want to make sure we're being responsible travelers. What about other diving hotspots? Any hidden gems you can share?
Oh, definitely. For the more experienced divers, Hanifaru Atoll is a must. It's the largest coral atoll in the world, a UNESCO biosphere reserve just teeming with marine life, and home to some seriously challenging dive sites.
Okay, noted. So we've got South Ari Atoll for those whale shark encounters and Hanifaru Atoll for the adventurous diver.
But what if I'm more of a casual snorkeler, happy to explore right off the beach? Where should I head?
Honestly, almost every island offers fantastic snorkeling right from the shore. But for truly iconic spots, you can't miss Banana Reef and HP Reef. They're easily accessible, packed with colorful coral and all kinds of fish. You might even spot a sea turtle or two.
Okay, swimming with whale sharks, exploring massive atolls, snorkeling amongst vibrant reefs. But is there anything to do in the Maldives besides water activities? I need to come up for air at some point.
Of course, there's more to the Maldives than just the underwater world. You can delve into the country's culture and history by exploring the capital city, Malé. I'm picturing a vibrant, bustling city center. Maybe some colorful markets too. Am I on the right track?
Definitely. Malé is this densely populated island city, a mix of old and new, full of energy. Imagine colorful buildings, narrow streets, and the aroma of spices filling the air. It's a nice contrast to those laid-back island vibes.
So where do we start exploring Malé? What are the must-see sites?
You can't miss the Grand Friday Mosque. It's the largest mosque in the Maldives, a stunning architectural masterpiece with gleaming white marble domes and intricate carvings. They offer guided tours, but even admiring it from the outside is an experience in itself.
It's beautiful. And it's open to non-Muslims as well.
Yes, non-Muslims can visit outside of prayer times. Just make sure to dress respectfully, covering shoulders and knees.
Got it. Respectful attire for the mosque.
Yeah.
What else should we add to our Malé itinerary?
After the mosque, I'd recommend the National Museum. It's housed in the former Sultan's palace and showcases centuries of Maldivian history. You'll get a glimpse into the country's Buddhist past, its conversion to Islam, and its colonial history.
Museums aren't usually my thing, but a former sultan's palace.
Yeah,
That sounds pretty interesting. What if those markets you mentioned? Are they worth a visit?
absolutely. The Malay local market is a sensory overload. It's full of fresh produce, colorful spices, aromatic teas, and those friendly vendors are always happy to chat. It's a great place to experience local life, pick up some unique souvenirs, and try traditional Maldivian snacks.
Okay, the market is definitely going on the list. Now let's shift gears from exploration to pure relaxation. What's a typical day of just unwinding in the Maldives look like?
Imagine this. You wake up in your overwater bungalow or beachfront villa, step out onto your private deck, and there it is, the most incredible sunrise you've ever seen.
Okay, I'm relaxed already. But seriously, what does one actually do all day in paradise?
The beauty is you can do as much or as little as you want. Swim in crystal clear waters, snorkel right off your doorstep, sunbathe on those pristine beaches, indulge in a spa treatment. Some resorts even offer yoga on the beach or sunset cruises. It's all about enjoying the simple pleasures.
All right, I'm officially in vacation mode. But before we get too lost in daydreams of massages and cocktails, let's go back to the culture and history we touched on earlier. What makes the Maldives so unique in that respect?
It's a fascinating blend of influences, really. The Maldives was originally Buddhist, then converted to Islam in the 12th century, and later became a British protectorate. This mix of cultures is reflected in everything from the architecture and traditions to the food.
So it's not just a pretty face, there's depth too. Speaking of depth, let's talk about the food. Fresh seafood is a given.
Absolutely. As an island nation, seafood is central to Maldivian cuisine. You'll find everything from freshly caught tuna to lobster, prepared in countless ways. There are more exotic delicacies like reef fish and octopus too.
That sounds amazing. But what about traditional dishes? What should I be on the lookout for?
Oh, there are some must-tries. Maafushi is a traditional breakfast dish made with tuna, coconut, and onions, usually served with flatbread. Then there's bamboo kilu, a flavorful curry made with bamboo shoots. And of course, you can't visit the Maldives without trying garudia, a fragrant fish soup.
My mouth is watering already. Okay, all this talk of culture, food, and underwater adventures is making me want to start planning my trip. Let's get practical. What does a perfect 9-day itinerary look like?
All right, let's map out that dream trip. How about we start with 2 days of arrival and relaxation? You land at Malé International Airport, take a speedboat or seaplane transfer to your chosen accommodation, and spend the rest of the day settling in. Maybe enjoy a sunset cruise to set the mood.
Sounds like the perfect start. What about days 3 and 4? Let's get a little culture in there.
Perfect. Days 3 and 4, we head to Malé. We'll explore the Grand Friday Mosque, wander through the National Museum, and get lost in the local markets. Sample some street food, pick up some souvenirs, and really experience the Maldivian way of life.
Culture. Check. Now it's time for the main event. Those incredible underwater experiences. Where are we diving on days 5 and 6?
Days 5 and 6 are all about exploring that underwater world. We'll head to renowned spots like Banana Reef or HP Reef, get ready for colorful coral gardens, schools of fish, and maybe even some friendly sea turtles. It's an experience you won't forget.
It's shaping up to be an epic trip. What about the last few days? More island hopping, I hope.
You read my mind. Days 7 and 8, we embark on an island hopping adventure. We'll visit local islands to experience a different side of the Maldives away from the resorts. You can interact with locals, maybe enjoy a beach barbecue, and even visit a marine conservation center.
This itinerary is amazing. We've got relaxation, culture, adventure, and a touch of local life. What more could you ask for? Day 9 is departure day, of course. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's talk about the budget. How can we experience all this without breaking the bank?
Don't worry, you definitely can. One of the best ways to save money is to travel during those shoulder seasons we talked about. You'll get great weather, but the prices are generally lower.
Smart. Any other tips for budget-conscious travelers?
Booking flights and accommodation in advance can save you a lot. And remember those charming guest houses we discussed. They offer an authentic experience at a much lower cost than those luxury resorts.
Okay, so guest houses, shoulder season travel, and booking in advance. What about food? Those resort restaurants can get expensive.
They definitely can. That's why it's worth exploring local restaurants and cafes. You'll find amazing Maldivian cuisine at much better prices. And don't forget those local markets. Fresh produce, snacks, even complete meals that won't drain your budget.
Great tips. Anything else we should keep in mind?
Transportation is another area where you can save. Instead of private transfers, consider public ferries to get around. They're significantly cheaper, and you'll get to experience local life.
Public ferries, local restaurants, maybe even packing a few snacks. I'm taking notes. Anything else?
Don't forget all the free activities. Spend your days swimming, snorkeling, sunbathing, playing beach volleyball. Paradise doesn't have to be expensive.
I love that. It's a great reminder that you can experience the Maldives without breaking the bank.
Exactly. And remember, even on a budget, you can still have a touch of luxury. Resorts like Hanifaru Maldives by Cinnamon and Hotel Ocean Grand at Whole Humau offer incredible value for money.
This is all fantastic advice. I'm already feeling more confident about planning a trip. Before we move on, what's one key takeaway you want our listeners to have from this first part of our Maldivian journey?
The Maldives is for everyone, not just the super rich. With a bit of planning, you can experience paradise on your budget and make those Maldivian dreams a reality. Welcome back to our Maldivian adventure. Last time we talked about the best time to visit, where to stay, even some of those mouth-watering Maldivian dishes. We even started sketching out a sample itinerary.
It was a lot to take in, but there's so much more to discover. Today, let's zoom in on some specific islands and resorts. Give everyone some inspiration for their dream trip.
Sounds good. Let's start with Malé, the capital. A lot of people skip it entirely and head straight to the resorts, but Malé offers a real glimpse into Maldivian culture and history. It's a side of the Maldives you don't want to miss.
I'm picturing a bustling city, a bit chaotic maybe, but full of character. A chance to see the Maldives beyond those perfect beaches. Am I close?
You got it. Malé is this densely populated island city, packed with life and a unique energy. Think colorful buildings, narrow streets, the aroma of spices from the local cafes. It's definitely a change of pace from those tranquil islands.
All right, you've convinced me. Where should we start exploring? What are the must-see sites in Malé?
Well, a visit to the Grand Friday Mosque is a must. It's the largest mosque in the Maldives, a stunning piece of architecture. White marble domes, intricate carvings, you name it. They offer guided tours, but even just seeing it from the outside is impressive.
It's beautiful, and it's open to non-Muslims too.
Yes, absolutely. Non-Muslims can visit outside of prayer times. Just remember to dress respectfully. Covering shoulders and knees is important.
Got it. Respectful attire for the mosque. What's next on our Malay adventure?
After the mosque, I'd recommend the National Museum. It's actually housed in the former Sultan's palace. Inside, you'll find a treasure trove of Maldivian history. Artifacts dating back centuries.
Museums aren't usually at the top of my list, but exploring a former Sultan's palace, that has a nice ring to it.
It's worth a visit, trust me. You'll learn about the country's Buddhist past, its conversion to Islam, even its colonial history. It helps you understand the culture of the Maldives, the different influences that shaped it.
Okay, mosque, museum. What about something a bit more, lively? Where can we get a taste of the real Malay?
Then it's time to hit the local markets. The Malay local market is a sensory overload in the best way possible. Stalls overflowing with fresh produce, colorful spices, teas, you name it.
I can almost smell those spices now. It sounds like a great way to experience the local culture. Anything else we should see in Malay before we head out to those picture-perfect islands?
If you're a seafood lover, Malay is a foodie's dream come true. You've got everything from street food stalls with fresh grilled fish to upscale restaurants with amazing ocean views. And if you're looking for something truly unique, there's this place called the Sub 6.
Wait, did you say Sub 6? What is that?
It's an underwater restaurant. You dine 6 meters below the surface of the ocean, surrounded by panoramic views of marine life. It's part of the Niama Private Islands Maldives Resort. You even have to go down a 3-tiered staircase to get there.
A 3-tiered staircase leading to an underwater restaurant. Wow. What kind of food do they serve?
They have a contemporary menu, lots of fresh seafood, international cuisine. You can have champagne breakfast, a multi-course lunch, a romantic dinner, all while surrounded by colorful fish. Sometimes you even see a reef shark or two swim by. It's one of a kind, that's for sure.
Okay, underwater dining is officially on my bucket list. All right, let's leave Malay behind and head out to those famous islands everyone dreams of. Where to first?
How about Ari Atoll? It's famous for its marine life, especially those majestic whale sharks.
I'm already picturing myself swimming alongside those gentle giants. Any particular spot known for whale shark encounters?
South Ari Atoll is the place to go. It's a marine protected area, a real hotspot for whale sharks. They have snorkeling and diving tours specifically for whale shark encounters.
Yeah.
Just make sure to choose operators who are responsible and prioritize the animal's well-being.
Of course, responsible tourism is crucial. What about diving in Ari Atoll? Any dive sites worth checking out?
Oh, tons! Ari Atoll is a diver's paradise. Dozens of sites for all experience levels. Vibrant coral reefs, underwater canyons, all kinds of marine life. You name it, they've got it.
It sounds incredible. Any particular dive sites you'd recommend?
Well, there's Maafushi. It's a protected marine area known for its biodiversity. It's a submerged reef with overhangs and caves. You can see white-tip reef sharks, eagle rays, maybe even a giant grouper.
Okay, Maafushi, got it. Any others?
For something a bit more thrilling, there's Fishhead. It's also known as Mushimas Mingaliithila. It's known for its strong currents and lots of fish life. You can see schools of fusiliers, trevally, even gray reef sharks. It's a great dive for experienced divers.
Maafushi for biodiversity, Fishhead for adrenaline. Noted. Besides Ari Atoll, what other islands should we consider for underwater adventures?
Ba Atoll is another must-see. It's a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, and its highlight is Hanifaru Bay. It's a world-famous feeding ground for manta rays.
Okay, I'm picturing hundreds of manta rays just gracefully gliding through the water. What makes Hanifaru Bay so special?
During certain times of the year, usually between May and November, the tides and currents create this plankton-rich feeding frenzy. It's like a giant manta ray buffet. You can see hundreds of them feeding on the plankton. It's an incredible sight.
Wow, hundreds of manta rays in one bay. That's amazing. Is it just manta rays, or is there other marine life there, too?
Yeah. Oh, Ba Atoll is full of life. Besides the manta rays, you can see whale sharks, sea turtles, dolphins, all kinds of colorful reef fish. It's also a nesting ground for seabirds, a real haven for nature lovers.
Okay, Ba Atoll is officially on the list. Now, with so many amazing islands to choose from, let's talk about where to stay. We've mentioned a few resorts, but the options seem endless. Help me navigate this world of overwater bungalows and charming guest houses.
You're right, there are so many resorts, each with its own unique character. The best choice really depends on what you're looking for, your budget, the vibe you want. If you're looking for luxury and privacy, surrounded by nature and incredible service, Maafushi is hard to beat.
Maafushi. That name sounds familiar. Remind me, what makes it so special?
It's on a private island in Ba Atoll, a real escape from the world. Think stunning overwater villas with private pools, amazing dining experiences, and a focus on sustainable luxury.
Sustainable luxury, that sounds great. But for those of us on a tighter budget, what are some more affordable options that still capture that Maldivian charm?
If you want something budget-friendly that doesn't compromise on comfort or those amazing underwater experiences, check out Adaaran Maldives by Cinnamon. It's in North Ari Atoll and offers comfortable rooms, good food, and easy access to great snorkeling and diving sites.
Adaaran Maldives by Cinnamon. Okay, got it. So we've got luxury at Maafushi and budget-friendly charm at Adaaran. What about something in between, a resort that offers a bit of luxury without breaking the bank?
For a good mid-range option, take a look at Nayama Private Islands, Maldives. It's in Dalu Atoll and has a variety of villas, from beachfront havens to those classic overwater bungalows.
I love the variety. Luxury, budget-friendly, mid-range, there's something for everyone. Speaking of variety, when people think of the Maldives, they picture those picture-perfect beaches. Where can I find the most stunning stretches of sand?
You're spoiled for choice when it comes to beaches in the Maldives. Every island has its own little slice of paradise. Powdery white sand, crystal clear water, palm trees swaying in the breeze. But for that quintessential Maldivian beach experience, it's hard to beat Velagondu Island in North Ari Atoll.
Velagondu Island. What makes it stand out?
Velagondu has this long, uninterrupted stretch of white sand right next to a sparkling lagoon. It's the kind of beach you dream about, perfect for long walks, sunset strolls, just soaking up the sun.
It sounds idyllic. But what if I want a beach with a bit more energy? Maybe somewhere with water sports or beach volleyball.
Then Kandima Maldives in Dalu Atoll is a great choice. It has a long, lively beach, perfect for swimming, sunbathing, and all sorts of water sports. Windsurfing, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, even jet skiing. They even have beach volleyball courts.
Okay, Velagondu Island for relaxation, Kandima Maldives for something more active. Love the options. I have to admit, though, with so many islands and resorts, I'm starting to feel a bit overwhelmed. In a good way, of course, but still overwhelmed.
It's understandable. There's just so much to see and do in the Maldives, but that's the beauty of it. You can really tailor your trip to what you want, your interests, your budget, your travel style.
You're right. It's about creating your own personal paradise. But let's get practical for a minute. We've talked about flights and resorts, but what about getting around once we're in the Maldives? With all those islands, how do you even travel between them?
The Maldives has a unique transportation system shaped by its geography. The most common way to get around is by speedboat or seaplane. A lot of resorts offer private transfers, but you can also find shared ones, which are more affordable.
Speedboats and seaplanes sound fun, but what about for those of us on a budget? Are there any affordable transportation options?
Definitely. Public ferries are a great way to hop between the local islands, and they're much cheaper than private transfers. It's a great way to experience local life, too.
Public ferries for budget travelers. Got it. Any other transportation tips?
If you're staying on a smaller island, you can explore on foot or rent bicycles. Some resorts even have golf carts or buggies. It's a fun and eco-friendly way to get around.
So speedboats, seaplanes, public ferries, walking, cycling, golf carts. Getting around the Maldives sounds like an adventure in itself.
It definitely adds to the experience. And remember, no matter how you travel, the views are always incredible. Whether you're flying above the islands or cruising through the lagoons, it's all breathtaking.
I love that. It's all part of the adventure. We've covered a lot today. Exploring Malay, diving into Ari Atoll and Ba Atoll, those picture-perfect beaches. But before we move on to the final part of our deep dive, I want to touch on something you mentioned earlier. Responsible tourism. Why is it so important in the Maldives, and what can we do to make sure we're traveling ethically?
It's something we should all be thinking about. The Maldives is this fragile ecosystem. It's facing the very real threat of climate change, rising sea levels, coral bleaching, plastic pollution. It's all happening. As travelers, we have to minimize our impact and help protect this beautiful place.
Absolutely. What are some practical things we can do to be responsible tourists?
Choosing eco-friendly resorts is a great start. Look for places that prioritize sustainability, using renewable energy, conserving water, minimizing waste. A lot of resorts are actively involved in conservation efforts, and by choosing them, you're supporting those efforts.
Eco-friendly resorts, check. What else can we do? I'm a big believer in those small actions that add up to make a difference.
Respecting the marine life and coral reefs is crucial. Don't touch or stand on the coral, use reef-safe sunscreen, and be mindful of your waste. Don't litter, and if you see trash, pick it up. It makes a difference.
Small actions, big impact. What else can we do to contribute to responsible tourism?
Supporting local businesses is another great way to make a difference. Choose locally owned restaurants and shops, buy souvenirs from local artisans. It's a great way to support the local economy and experience the real Maldives.
I love those ideas. Supporting local businesses, respecting marine life, choosing eco-friendly options. Anything else?
Pack light to reduce your baggage, which helps lower fuel consumption on flights. Bring a reusable water bottle to avoid plastic waste. And choose experiences that connect you with nature and the local culture. Traveling mindfully is all about enjoying the beauty of a place while ensuring it's there for future generations.
Well said. It's not about sacrificing enjoyment. It's about enhancing it. When we travel mindfully, we connect more deeply with the destination. Okay, we've covered a lot in this part of our deep dive. We explored Malay, dived into Ari Atoll and Ba Atoll, and even talked about some specific resorts and beaches. Before we move on, what's one key takeaway you want our listeners to have from this part of our Maldivian adventure?
The Maldives is a truly captivating destination. Natural beauty, luxury, adventure, cultural immersion, it's all there. But it's also a place that needs our help. By traveling responsibly and mindfully, we can experience the magic of the Maldives while helping to protect it.
All right. Welcome back to our final deep dive into the Maldives. We've explored those stunning islands, talked about amazing resorts, and even learned about responsible travel in this incredible place. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to pack my bags and trade in the winter blues for some sunshine and turquoise waters.
Sounds like you're ready for that boarding pass. But before you go, we've got some insider tips, practical advice, just to make sure your Maldivian dream becomes a reality.
Perfect. I'm all ears. What's the most important thing for someone to know when planning their first trip to the Maldives?
Well, don't underestimate the power of research. There are so many islands, resorts, activities, it's easy to get overwhelmed. Spend some time figuring out what you really want, what fits your budget, read reviews, explore different options. It's your vacation, so make it exactly what you're looking for.
That's good advice. A little research goes a long way. Any specific resources you recommend? Websites, blogs, anything like that?
Definitely. Travel blogs and online forums are great for first-hand accounts and insider tips. Booking websites can help you compare prices and find deals on flights and accommodations. And don't be afraid to reach out to travel agents who specialize in the Maldives. They can give you personalized recommendations and take some of the stress out of planning.
Great tips. Now let's talk about those hidden gems, those off-the-beaten-path experiences you won't find in every travel brochure. What are some unique things that will make a trip truly unforgettable?
One of my favorite hidden gems is Fuladu Island. It's a local island in Vavu Atoll. It's a world away from the resorts, a chance to see the real Maldives. Think pristine beaches, friendly locals, incredible snorkeling right off the shore.
Fuladu Island, I've never heard of it. What makes it so special?
It has this incredibly relaxed atmosphere. You can walk around the island, chat with the locals, try some delicious food at the local cafes. And the snorkeling is amazing. They have a house reef teeming with marine life. You might even see a black-tip reef shark or two.
Okay, Fuladu Island is going on the list. Any other insider tips before we get into those budget-saving strategies?
Oh, if you're into photography, the Maldives is a dream, especially that golden hour just before sunset. The colors are unbelievable. Make sure you pack your camera. You won't regret it.
Golden hour in the Maldives.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. Okay, let's talk budget.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to know how to experience the Maldives without spending a fortune. We've talked about some budget-friendly tips, but what are your top strategies?
Traveling during the shoulder seasons is always a good idea. The weather is still great, but prices are lower, and there are fewer crowds.
Shoulder season travel, check. What about accommodations? Any tips for finding affordable places to stay without sacrificing that Maldivian charm?
Instead of always going for resorts, look into staying on local islands. Guest houses are much more affordable and give you a more authentic experience. You can really immerse yourself in the culture and meet the locals.
Local islands and guest houses, got it. What about food? Resort restaurants can really add up.
They can. That's why it's a good idea to explore local restaurants and cafes. The food is delicious, and it's much cheaper. And don't forget those local markets. You can find fresh produce, snacks, even complete meals that won't break the bank.
Local restaurants, market finds, good tips. Anything else for those of us on a tight budget?
If you're really watching your spending, bring some snacks or non-perishable food items from home, especially if you have any dietary needs. It can help cut down on costs.
Smart move. What about activities? Can you experience the underwater world without spending a fortune on excursions?
Of course. Local islands offer affordable snorkeling and diving trips. You can also just rent snorkeling gear and explore the reefs right from the beach. Some of the best snorkeling is just steps away from the shore.
DIY snorkeling. I like it. What about those overwater bungalows? Are they completely out of reach for budget travelers?
They don't have to be. While most overwater bungalows are at luxury resorts, some places have more affordable options. Look for entry-level bungalows, or maybe consider a beach villa. You'll still have those stunning ocean views.
Entry-level bungalows or beach villas, great options. Any other budget tips before we move on?
When you're booking flights, see if it's cheaper to fly into a regional hub like Dubai or Colombo and then take a budget airline to the Maldives. You might even get to see another destination along the way.
Good idea. All right, let's talk practical advice for first-time visitors. What are some must-pack items for a trip to the Maldives?
Pack light, breathable clothes. Natural fabrics are best. It's hot and humid there, so you'll want to be comfortable. Swimwear is a must, obviously. And don't forget a hat, sunglasses, and reef-safe sunscreen.
Clothing, swimwear, sun protection. Check. What about essential documents or paperwork?
Make sure your passport has at least 6 months of validity left. You'll get a visa on arrival. It's free for most nationalities. Travel insurance is always a good idea, and make sure to check if you need any specific vaccinations.
Passports, visas, travel insurance, vaccinations. Got it all written down. Any other advice or things to be aware of? Cultural tips, local customs, anything like that?
The Maldives is a Muslim country, so it's important to dress modestly, especially when you're visiting local islands or Malay. Covering your shoulders and knees is a sign of respect.
Respectful attire, check. What about the language? Is English widely spoken?
English is pretty common in tourist areas, but learning a few basic phrases in Divahi, the local language, is a nice way to connect with the locals. Even simple greetings like Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be upon you, and Shukuriya for thank you.
I'll definitely try to learn a few phrases. What about currency? Should we exchange money before we go?
The local currency is the Maldivian rupiah, but US dollars are widely accepted. You can exchange money at the airport or resorts, but ATMs are pretty common too. Having a mix of both is usually a good idea.
US dollars and rupiah, got it. What about tipping?
Tipping isn't mandatory, but it's appreciated for good service.
So it's optional, but always appreciated. Okay, last question. Communication. Is Wi-Fi easy to find, or should we be prepared to unplug?
Most places have Wi-Fi, but it can be a bit spotty sometimes. If you need to stay connected, check before you book. But honestly, the Maldives is the perfect place to disconnect and just enjoy the moment.
I agree. Sometimes disconnecting is the best way to relax and truly appreciate a place.
Any final words of wisdom before we wrap things up?
Embrace that Maldivian spirit, relaxation, adventure. Take the time to disconnect from everything. Soak in the beauty, create some amazing memories. The Maldives is the kind of place that leaves you feeling refreshed and inspired.
Well said. All right, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the Maldives. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to book my flight.
Me too. The Maldives really does have it all. Incredible beauty, luxury, adventure, culture. Whether you're looking for romance, adventure, or just a chance to escape, the Maldives is waiting for you.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So what are you waiting for? Start planning that Maldivian getaway and get ready to experience paradise.